lately, like if you watch some of our shows, right, our morning show, I got a song, and it's just a look. We made a load up screen. So the song runs. I got 3 minutes and 30 seconds for everyone to do whatever they gotta do.
Yeah. I'ma set that shit up. It's live now though.
Yeah. Okay, word. All right.
Welcome to A Fan's Perspective, episode 28. Trying to let some motherfuckers get up in here first, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let this shit cook up a little bit, you heard? The second time going live, so don't mind me. Yeah, right now I'm what's topic gonna be? Oh, rest in peace, Young Noble. the Outlaws. You know what I mean? Definitely gonna break something down on that. Just looking for something real quick. Getting into it. Oh, there you go. There we go. Uh, woo! Stop him right there. Spain. Elvis. Mm. All right, so the first topic I'm talking about is Rick Ross. Oh shit, it's good. It's good, y'all. It's good, chat. How y'all feeling today, man? How is y'all feeling today? All right, so we're gonna play this little joint right here real quick. I'm trying to wait for my boy Bogey to pull up, man. Just give it a few more seconds. Where Bogey at, man? God damn. Yeah, how y'all feeling today, chat? Don't mind me. This is my second time doing this joint, so don't mind me. You feel me? We'll talk. Hold up. Yeah, I know. He gonna pop it when he ready. But I'm gonna kick this shit off. He gonna jump in when he ready. All right, so the first topic right now is Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's happening? We just waiting on you.
I made it.
Yes,
You know what I mean? I
sir.
just had to, I was just had to blast it out. You know what I mean? See if the good peoples will come rocking with us real quick while we live on the Slim from a fan's perspective. What is it? Episode
Yes,
what?
episode 28.
Let's go. Episode 28, bro. What?
Word. All right,
We
so
home. Go
quickly
ahead.
ask what's the topic, and I'm just gonna get that question out the way. We're gonna be talking about Rick Ross and that dumbass statement he made on Vlad. Crack don't make
He did
baby.
Vlad?
Yeah, we're gonna show it.
Wow.
Young Noble
He
rest
did
in peace.
Vlad. Cause he lost a lawsuit against Vlad.
No, we're not talking about that. We talking about other Rick Ross, the real Rick.
Oh yeah, other Rick Ross. Yeah. Actual Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. So we talking about 4 extras and that situation he had, Yeah, well soon, and we talking about
Happy 4th of July to everybody, by the way.
Happy belated 4th of July. We passed holidays and all that day, everybody back to work, all that type shit. You feel me? And we talk about Young Noble, rest in peace. But Bogey, how you doing, man?
I'm pretty good, man, and I had a phenomenal holiday weekend. It was my daughter's birthday on the 5th.
Happy
a lot of
birthday.
good times. My nephew's birthday on the 3rd. A couple of the homies' birthdays also throughout the week. The 3rd, ironically, the 3rd and the 5th as well. So it was, a lot of good times. And it is kind of crazy because no matter how much, we's having some good times and whatnot, there's the crazy-ish doesn't stop.
I don't.
You know what I mean? Like, when you hit me with that Young Noble, and we're going to get to it, but that thing threw me back. I was like, damn.
Yeah. All
Damn.
right, so let's jump right into it, man.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, so we got Rick Ross and this dumbass statement he made. All right, fair use.
Yeah, break this down.
We gonna play it right now. I'm gonna break it down.
Oh, word. Okay.
Ain't no such thing as no crack baby.
Huh?
Ain't
Let
no
me roll that back.
It's a lot of homes.
Oh,
ain't no
my
such thing as no
God.
crack baby.
Let me roll it back a little bit so y'all can.
Fucking up the community. And it was what it was. Some niggas made money. But it's also some crack babies came from that. It's a lot of homes that was torn.
Ain't no such thing as no crack baby.
Huh?
Ain't no such thing as no crack baby.
It definitely is.
No, it ain't. That's you putting that shit out there. That's a form of snitching right there.
So you saying a mother that's pregnant buying crack and smoking?
See, you don't do no research. You gotta go do some research. Whack, you just be out here. Whack, you just be out here talking. There's no such thing as a crack baby. The babies they had on TV, on the news that they say was crack babies were alcoholic babies.
Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. We didn't whoop niggas' ass for selling niggas' mamas that was pregnant crack, bro. So if you telling me crack don't affect the fetus when a woman is smoking it, then you sound crazy, bro. You don't believe that. Alcohol, any type of fucking drug.
Go do your research.
Are you telling me crack
Has no lasting effect
That sounds stupid, but go ahead though.
on the baby. Crack has no lasting effect on the baby. Once the mama finish smoking the crack, the baby's good.
Okay, I'm gonna let you stand on that.
Thank you.
What about
Yeah, you stand on that dumbass shit. What's your thoughts, man?
Does he know from experience?
Obviously, he doesn't saying that dumbass
I'm
shit.
just saying, like, is his baby mom's, was he making his baby mom smoke the rock? Because then if this kid came out cool, okay, I guess. But what is this? But he's not a doctor or a scientist. He's a dope boy, a legend, quote unquote, legendary dope boy of his time. Also synonymous with the creation, or at least the spread of the recipe for Ready Rock, which is, for lack of a better term, crack cocaine, right? How is this? So is this what makes him the authority of it? Like, oh no, it doesn't hurt the children.
That's
It's
the
like
dumbest
even
shit,
Philip
man.
Morris would tell motherfuckers on the cigarette pack, "This is bad for you."
That's
like,
dumb as hell.
that
Like
is-
just to even say that.
Get on him, Slim. Get on him.
But you know what it is though? He might have been so insulated from the
actual
results,
streets that
the
it was
results.
happening and affecting.
Yeah, the results and how it's affected the community, that you can be confident to say some stupid ass shit like that and then stand on it. You know what I mean? Because he's saying, oh, the people that they were showing on TVs that were crack babies and they were actually alcoholic babies. Everything wasn't a damn conspiracy, bro. That shit tore our community the fuck up, bro. Let's be serious, man. That's some stupid shit to say out of your mouth. You know what I mean? Real talk for somebody who flood. Because honestly, Wack was right. It ain't really nothing to be glorified. What are you really glorifying? That's like when Big Meech came home and he expected people to give him some kind of free money, and dudes is kind of like, yeah, what up, this, that, and the third, you do your thing, but yeah, I'm out of here. Like,
You hot. You got caught. You a liability. That's how we really view those motherfuckers.
but at the end of the day, fam, what are you really looking for praise for? You help fuck our shit up.
Facts.
And you know what? People don't put you on blast for it, right? We give you that grace
because he's been glorified.
Yeah, we don't give you that blast for it, but it's like, damn, you help screw that shit up. So now you want praise for it? Then you gonna have the nerve to say some dumbass shit like that, and then think that what? That what we think you're right for saying, man, bro, shut up, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, look, man. One of the 48 laws of power is, don't say too much. You're more powerful when you don't say too much. and you know what I mean, like getting on these podcasts, and I know I might sound like, you know, it might, the irony is I'm on a podcast saying this, right? But you know, someone like that, the allure of his legend is probably more stronger if he didn't just go. He might have told you a story once or twice on the podcast, and now like, what do you got to say now?
There's already been a movie in your story, man. We don't want to hear it over and over again.
Exactly.
Come with something new.
And like, you know, matter of fact, become the opposite of the statistic. Become the guy who got out, did his time, got out, and made something up, recreated himself to success again. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of like, okay, look, you are who you are. Now there's people trying to tear that down still. You know what I mean? Look, like, there's a lot of holes in this shit. This is another one of them. Like, this has nothing to do with his history as a street legend, but this is gonna have everything to do with today's politics and online. You came out and said babies don't get affected by crack smoke. You are a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. Crooked Commish said, "Damn, Lord Jamar got everybody going back to Vlad." Yeah, you know,
he apologized to Lord Jamar.
Yeah, but you know, Lord Jamar was saying some things that, you know, made it seem like he was gonna stand firm on that decision. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now you don't stand firm on that decision. You look kind of crazy now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because now you like people like you and me aren't gonna forget him going on the rants, you know, chasing it. Because now it looks like he was just chasing clout while he was, you know, while he was going against Vlad. And now he's back. Hey, what's up, Vlad?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something else too. Like, when dudes come home in this era, it's not like back in the days where people are praised for being survivors in the struggle. Now, there's still a struggle, but it's not. I don't feel like it's as bad as it was back in the 90s. You got a lot more options for you to get money. You know what I'm saying? You don't have.
Shout out to Crook too, by the way. My bad.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, shout out to Crook. Shout out to the whole chat. Shout out to Mr. Big.
Shout out to everybody in the chat.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, definitely. Like, I feel like we're in an era where you got a lot more options. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more information out there. It's a lot more options, a lot more ways to get money. So people are not going to give you the same praise as back then. Now you have to be who you was in the street in another space. And I don't think that Rick Ross has proven that to the people, that you can be that guy that you was in the street in a whole nother space, like the legal game. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, what you did was 20, 30 years ago. No one cares about that today.
40 years
40.
ago.
Okay, there we go. So no one cares about that today. So now, in order for people to maintain this, you know, in order for your name to have value in today's world, you have to be that same guy you was then, now, but in a different space. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he hasn't shown the people that yet. I'm not saying he might not have been doing things in the background, but he hasn't shown the people that.
You want to know another form of value?
What?
Is when you are around and you matter. Then when you're gone, the absence of you, everyone feels it. That is value.
Facts.
I don't think I could stamp that on old Rick Ross here.
Yeah.
Pre-Ray Ricky.
Yeah.
Good. Shout out to him though. I hope he does well. I mean,
Shout out
because
to him, man.
the crooked cops did him in.
They did, you know what I mean? And I ain't mad at them. They tried to throw him under the bus. He threw them under the bus.
But you know what though? You probably stopped paying them too. You know, there's probably more to it, right? I mean, if you're a crooked cop, you're in the mix.
You know, to be honest, sometimes
he even said the plug. He even said his own plug is the one that ultimately testified against him.
Yeah, and that's heavy. That's heavy,
that's
right there.
That's super heavy. So I feel for the old Rick Ross. You know what I mean? But to say that babies aren't affected by crack smoke.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. That's just.
I'm starting to laugh at that. That's crazy, bro.
For real.
I mean, yo.
Now, all right. So moving along,
Yep. What else
you got your boy Fo Extra. You know, unfortunately, he was in a situation this weekend, and on the 4th of July, and you know, he ended up getting injured. So want to show a little something with that situation.
Oh, what up with it, man? It's Captain Rick Rock. Hopefully everybody enjoying their day today. As for myself, definitely enjoying my day. I just seen a crazy video, man. Y'all got to be careful out there, man. Y'all got to be real careful. I know everybody want to have fun and pop them fireworks, but be careful with popping them fireworks out there, man. Leave that to the professionals. We not kids no more. It was fun when we was kids popping M80s and firecrackers and all that, but it's not cool, man. I just seen 4 extras on the picture. It haven't been confirmed by him yet, but it's a picture going around where 4 extras then blew his entire hand off, man. Crazy playing with them fireworks, them firecrackers, man. Y'all got to be careful out there playing around, man. Yeah, y'all send prayers out.
Now I got the picture, but I'm not gonna show that, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm not gonna show that. Just out of respect for him.
I didn't have the stomach to look at the picture.
Yeah, I ain't gonna show that.
Give it to me straight, Doc. Is it that bad?
Yeah, it looked ugly. It looked
like
real
all
ugly.
fingers is gone.
It looked ugly.
Oh no.
Yes.
You know what's crazy? He prides himself on the 1-2. You know what I mean? He prides himself on the fade shooting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, that's something else I'm about to get into. Like, you see, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you never know what God could have had in mind when that situation happened. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you pride yourself on the fade, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? You know, he a man at the end of the day.
When you go to the county in LA, you got it, and you
got to get down. That's just what it is. I think that's in damn near every county.
Yes.
But I feel like
the member.
Yeah, that's too.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you go out there with you know, when he had the fireworks in his hand, he kind of went out there with bad intentions. He was gonna throw it at people's house. He was gonna throw it at people. Now he could have been joking.
He was trying to go viral.
Yeah, I mean, he could have been joking, but at the same time,
ironic.
It wasn't done. You know, when you had them joints in your hand, it wasn't done in good faith. It's like, damn, you already had bullshit on your mind when you was out here. You feel what I'm saying? So we don't know if it's the energy. We don't know if it's what. But at the end of the day, I hope the homie get right and bounce back and is able to make a full recovery. You know what I mean? And it don't impact his life to where he feel like he don't want to do this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Get out here, still get your name known, still, you know, try to get on your positive, you know, type of vibe. You know what I mean? Jumping on no jumping, doing the interviews, you know, because he was entertaining at the end of the day.
Of yourself.
Yeah, make turn a bad situation to a good situation. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know if people realize, but when you playing with a M80, which is what he was playing with, that's a quarter stick of dynamite. I don't think that really registers to people. That's a quarter stick of dynamite.
Because they call it an M80. If you called it a quarter stick
the hell with that name. Call it what it is, a quarter stick of dynamite. I'm gonna show you a little something. You know, for people that don't know. For people that don't know, I'm gonna show you what that can actually do.
Yo, that's how you blow shit up with dynamite.
Yes, sir. There was one. Okay, there it go. All right, we're gonna put this up on stage. All right, check this out. This is a quarter stick of dynamite. This is what homie was playing with. I'm gonna show you what it could do.
So as many times as the doctors have, and as close as they come.
Now, imagine that in your hand.
Mm.
You know what I mean? In your hand. Imagine that in your hand.
What we used to do in the hood is like we'll light one off in the middle of the street, bong. Then it'll definitely create a little like indentation. And then we continue to blow the absolute shit out of that indentation.
Yeah. There we
We
go.
just go back, light another one. Boom!
There go another one.
Mm.
Let me see.
You remember that movie Butterfly Effect?
I can't remember that joint.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about, though.
It's a good movie to revisit, actually. It's a fucking trip. But yeah.
Now check
there
this.
was an M80 that was blowing people, that blew some motherfuckers' hands off.
Now check this. Boom. This a full stick right here.
Oh, shit. Oh! Whoa. No wonder people love blowing shit up. It's fucking awesome.
Nah, yeah, it's fun, but it ain't nothing to play with.
There's nothing to play with, though.
It ain't nothing to play with. You tie 4 M80s together, that's a full stick of dynamite, man. Stop playing with this stuff, man. This stuff can really hurt you, you know.
Because now you're fucking with explosives versus fireworks, which you get to the M80s and beyond.
Yeah, like, you feel me?
What's the cherry bomb?
No
That's
good.
It's like an eighth.
I'll show you right now.
Okay. Because because we used to get our hands on all kinds of shit. You go to the flea market and buy them bitches up. We're gonna throw some down some drainages.
Cherry bomb. There we go.
Here we go. So it's like, I feel like that's like an eighth of a quarter. It's like an eighth of a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, something like it.
Yeah,
it
but
could
that's
be,
still.
It could be the same amount. It could be the same amount, just a little less.
You ain't lying. Because with the cherry bombs, we used to throw them in the toilet, in like a public bathroom. No, you light it, and that fuse will stay lit, and it's just boom, 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 and all the fucking. It was we called it the Bart Simpson. I did it like at least twice. At least I was a part of it, allegedly. We're gonna blow some things up when we was young children.
Man, I remember my homie.
We used to get it for the ice cream man too. Remember the ice cream man back in the day? He used to have all the shit.
Man, my homie threw an M80 in somebody's gas tank, man.
Oh no,
Yeah,
he did time.
Yeah, he blew. Yeah,
he actually did time?
Yeah, he went to juvenile for that.
Oh shit.
It's crazy.
He blew up a car.
Yeah, crazy.
And the M80 too, not even a cherry bomb. He threw the M80 in there. That's motherfucking he blew the side out of that bitch and the whole car up.
For real. Now, all right, so last but not least, Young Noble, rest in peace.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So bring something up with him, man.
Yeah, dirt poor, bro.
Hold up. Nah, we not using nobody else shit.
Yeah, man, I'm about to roll one up and put one in the air for Young Noble, man. Damn, that shit.
All right, so boom.
Young Noble, a core member of Tupac's Outlaws, has passed away at 47. Born Rufus Lee Cooper, he was more than just a rapper. He was a close friend and collaborator of the legendary Tupac Shakur. Reports say he took his own life in Atlanta, confirmed by fellow Outlaws member Idi Amin. Rest in power, Noble. Young Noble, a core member of Tupac's Outlaws, has passed away at 47. Born Rufus Lee Cooper, he was more than just a rapper. He was a close friend and collaborator of the legendary Tupac Shakur. Reports say he took his own life in Atlanta, confirmed by fellow Outlaws member Idi Amin. Rest in power, Noble. Young Noble, a core member of Tupac's Outlaws, has
AI
passed
is
away.
crazy.
Yeah, they using AI for that.
Yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
like, you know, Young Noble, man, you know, rest in peace to homie, man. You know, he was part of the Outlaws. You know,
you know, because of Tupac and the Outlaws, everybody
yeah,
had to have actually, even before it was Tupac and the Outlaws, you had like the Juice Crew. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Which was essentially like, who would you say the leader? Well, Big Daddy Kane, and then all the rest of them. Like, even though they were all bad motherfuckers, I would say he was that. You know, it was like Big Daddy Kane and the Juice Crew, even though he was the Juice Crew too. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, from the outside looking at it, would you agree with that?
Yo, I'm not into 80s rap too heavy to know who was part of who.
Me either,
crew
but
and,
I definitely know my history. Just because
I
I make music, so I don't like sounding.
I only know what I like. You know what I mean? If
There
I
you
wasn't
go.
really into it, I don't really.
Yeah,
know.
I look at it.
I like
alright.
Big Daddy Kane, but I don't know who.
My
was part
favorite
of
on the
who.
Juice Crew is definitely Bismarcky because he had joints. I couldn't tell you a Big Daddy Kane song off the top of my head, and the
It's
reason I
crazy.
said this too is I assumed you would know because you're from Brooklyn, so like, you know what I mean?
Man,
When it comes to Kane, you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna peg myself no hip hop historian. I just know a lot about what I like. I bet
you know the
Biz,
rap
though.
shit for sure.
Yeah,
Because
I
rap
met
is
Biz
different
though.
from
Rest in
hip-hop.
peace. Yeah, I met Biz though. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? I met him.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Biz.
Yeah,
Where
I met
was
him through his
is he a
nephew.
Brooklyn guy too?
I don't know where Biz is from, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's definitely New York.
Definitely New York.
Biz is just a representation of New York to be from.
But I met him in Long Island. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Okay.
I met him through his nephew. You know what I mean? His
Well,
nephew
anyways,
worked
right?
out.
So you got Tupac and the Outlaws. You had, Too Short and the Dangerous Crew. You had E40 and the Clique. You know what I mean? Like there's always these. You know what I mean? Help me out here. I know I'm missing. There's a bunch of them out there. Twister and the Speed Knob Mobsters.
Yeah. But my thing is just to focus on Noble and focus on like he was going through a lot of things.
I like to take the long route, right? So I'll make a long story short. Is that like being a part of a group, but still to be able to stand out, especially when the group as a whole is already in the shadow of the leader of the group, right? Because Tupac was an outlaw, but it's Tupac and the Outlaws, right? But they all individually, first of all, Noble was one of my favorites out of the group. Because Noble, he just he's when I was a kid, he's only a few years younger than a few years older than me. He's like 6 years older than me, whatever it is. I related to the motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like they were all kids, the Outlaws.
I never singled them out as individuals. Like I just liked them as a group when I was growing up.
Here's another thing too, is because
I'll be honest, I
Noble,
can't say that I sat there and listened to Young Noble's lyrics, or Napoleon's lyrics,
Noble
or
also did
Gaddafi's lyrics, or Fatal's lyrics. I never listened to their lyrics individually outside of the. I watch it, bro, on here.
Oh,
but
shit.
yeah, like I've never listened to their lyrics, individually. I just like them as a group. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is, Young Noble was going through a lot of stuff, man. And if you listen to the Art of Dialogue, shout out to them. But if you listen to the last, the interview, you could tell it was certain things that was bothering him. And then when he came out with the Nas diss and stuff like that,
yeah, that was wild. That was about a calendar year ago. I remember this.
But it wasn't just that; it was also the fact that it felt like he still had the same anger from back then. Now, and I was like, damn.
He did get upset. I think he was very vocal about like the version of the story that was being told from the encounter that Nas and Pac had. Because he was like Snoop's story is bullshit, and then he was like Nas' story is like partly true, and then like he had his version. But
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, Napoleon and Young Noble, they could say what they want, but at the end of the day, y'all was in our city and y'all was outnumbered. And y'all can say about how many guys y'all had this, then the third, bro. In them times, you wanna got off with doing something to Nas and think you just gonna get up out of here. It would have been messy.
Godson?
It would have been messy. You know what I'm saying? Just point blank, period. It would have been messy. And no matter how you try to twist it or turn it, you did not have the advantage being over here.
You ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that was the picture they was trying to paint, but that it just does not make logical sense. It's like pulling up to somebody else's hood. You're not from that hood. You from out of state, and you think you're gonna have the advantage there? Come on, man. That don't even make sense. So I understand dudes want to save face. They don't want to seem like they soft or dudes had the ups on them or whatever the case may be, but it's just not, it doesn't make logical sense. You feel me? Now, as far as Young Noble, the fact that I seen that he was angry as much then now, and he had a platform to speak out about how he felt, and he put it in the music and wanted to reignite something, it just,
And he
I just feel like
got
it
a
didn't,
negative response for the most part.
it didn't feel right. It's like, where's this coming from now? I get what he's saying, but you could have talked that out in the interview first, so people understand. So when the song come out, it's like, I mean, he did to a certain degree, but the level of anger he had when he made that song, it's like, you've been had that type of smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
The first two verses in that joint too were very like it was Young Noble. It was like, you know, well written. You know what I mean? He had bars, but then it goes on the rest of like the 7 minutes. It's like after the first 2 minutes, the last like 5 minutes is like madness.
Facts. And then,
remember, I was already rocking with you by this point, and I was like, bro, did you hear that shit? He's barred up initially, then it just goes into like crazy, like, you know, he's out there, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's like I could tell, because one of the interviews he had walked out of, he was talking about how, like, when Pac passed and he ended up walking out the interview. And I knew that he was going through a little something, but I didn't know it was this serious to where he would end up, you know, transitioning. Like I didn't know, you know, how serious it was. But
I mean, the psychological aspect of it all too, right? Like you know, there was kids. Here's like someone who's essentially like a messiah, just saving you from the hood. Boom, putting you onto the forefront. They go into war together. Then he goes down. You know what I mean? When the leader goes down, I could imagine, you know, all the Tupac residue of the funk.
Not only that, but he lost Pac, he lost Gaddafi, he lost Faye.
All of them.
You know what I mean? And then
I don't know if he is it only Edie?
It was Edie, Napoleon, and I don't know what happened to Castro, but
Napoleon still. Who's the Muslim one? The one who's like a devout.
That's Napoleon.
Napoleon, he's still alive. Yeah,
he lives in the Middle
only
East.
One that's like doing well too, like a sound mind.
That's another thing too. And then, you know, he lost his mom's last year, and then he had a heart attack last year. You know what I mean? So
and he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a heart attack. So I don't know if all these things was bothering him, and maybe it piled up to where he felt like
it definitely compiled.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, you just gotta reach out, man, and get some kind of therapy, talk to somebody. You know, I mean, sometimes it feels like
only you knows yourself.
Only you know yourself, man. It's okay to get help. It's okay to get better at something. The hell with what everybody else thinking. It's okay to get better and better yourself. You don't need no permission from nobody to better yourself. You do that on your own. You feel me?
It's actually kind of where it starts, huh? That's why there's actually such a thing as intervention. You know what I mean? But like, you only hear intervention when 9 times out of 10 it has means of like addiction. You don't hear people like pointing in to be like, let's save bruh, because he's so in the clouds right now, in the gray, down and out. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But also too, it's like maybe those people don't even have that type of surrounding either. That type of
make a call, man.
You have to have support first of all to neglect support. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's a fact. But make that call. You know, make that call. You feel me? It won't hurt if you make that call, because You know, like if sometimes your friends can't be your therapist. Sometimes they can help you with certain problems, but they can't just be the person that you dump all your problems on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may need a stranger to bounce your issues off of.
Yeah, because
reception.
it's a thin line between venting to someone or they're like a punching bag that you just kind of dump on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and everybody's not equipped to take on that.
No.
That's why people go to school for this profession. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
For real. So, you know, it's okay to get help, man. You feel me? Reach out. You know, reach out to a therapist, a professional. Don't worry about reaching out to family if you can't reach out to them. Reach out to a professional. You know what I mean? And get that help. You know what I'm saying? For real. But look, we're going to keep this one short and sweet. Bogey, tell me where they can catch you at, bro.
First of all, rest in peace, Young Nova, once again.
Rest in peace.
You can find me on YouTube at the Gen Wealth Net. And you can find me anywhere you consume your music. Bogard, Scott Free, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal. Does Tidal still exist? Anyway, I'm all over it. Let's go.
Yo, listen, this Boogie 45, you can catch me here at the Fans Perspective. I'm gonna be dropping content, you know, going live, and you know, we got a bunch of shit we gonna bring to the table, man. You know, just stay tuned, baby. All right.
Go.
Peace.